guys, welcome back to Southern Frugal Mama. This is Ashley. Hope you guys are having a great week so far. Have you ever had a teen, or do you have a teen currently that is looking for a job for the summertime? I do realize that June is basically finished, but I've seen several posts on social media that ask, what jobs can my teen have? Are there any places hiring teens? So I have compiled a list of 25 plus jobs that I have thought of and seen around my community. So maybe this will help someone. Number one, I've got a list down here, so I'm going to refer to it. A barista at a coffee shop, whether it is a small business or a franchise. We have like Mocha's Mug in South Carolina. I'm sure there are other places. Or like Starbucks, Dunkin' Donuts, places like that. So that could be a barista. Of course, number two, restaurants. My first job was actually in a restaurant. I bussed tables where I took the like plastic rectangular bin and cleaned off the tables. That's where I started when I was 14 years old. Before that, I did work with my dad on weekends. So I basically worked like since I was a little kid. You could also be a server, a cashier, a hostess. You could wash dishes in a restaurant. The restaurant that I worked at when I first started cleaning tables, I started off doing that, but I basically did everything but the cooking. I wasn't on the cooking line. And this was back whenever cashiers, I'm aging myself, but we had to count back change. And if you had a credit card, we had like a carbon copy. We had to put the card in a machine and like slide it over. If you remember that, make a comment. Sorry if you hear a child screaming in the background. If they can't find me, they just start screaming, "Mama!" Number three is tutoring. Whether it is college level, could be high school level. If your child makes really good grades in math or science or whatever, they could tutor someone else. Or they could tutor younger age kids, like elementary school. Babysitting is number four. That was one of my first jobs as well. I remember being 12 years old, and a friend and I babysat these two little girls who were like 4 and 5 or 4 and 6 overnight. I really can't leave my 12-year-old alone very long. If you love the younger siblings, just make sure that they don't have a device in front of them, because they will not pay attention. Number five is lifeguarding, whether it is at like a YMCA or some kind of community center. It could be the beach, or some kind of pool, community pool. Lifeguarding will teach you some really good skills. I know they do CPR and first aid and things like that as well. Of course, some of these jobs may have different age requirements. So just check with those. I know some places will hire at 14 at some grocery stores. Number six, country clubs or golf courses. Whether they work in the pro shop or if they have a restaurant, they could be wait staff. They could do that. Number seven is at a movie theater. So whether they clean the movie theater, take the tickets, sell the popcorn, that's another option. Number nine is music lessons. Maybe you are very talented musically, whether it's voice or an instrument, any instrument. Piano, saxophone, trombone, drums, guitar. I know I'm missing a bunch, but I have a friend that does voice lessons. She has a very beautiful voice. She's very talented. She does voice lessons on the side. Number 10 is landscaping. It's like 175 degrees in South Carolina right now and in the South. And I know even up north to upstate New York, they've had heat waves. I'm thankful that I work inside in the air conditioning. But some people are very talented landscaping. And that's job security, really. I mean, because You could take care of, it could be just neighborhood houses, landscaping, neighborhoods, businesses. But landscaping can be a very good teen job that can develop into something else. Number 11 could be refereeing or umpiring. There's a lot of like community centers and recreation leagues, up to like travel ball and things like that. So being a referee or an umpire is a really good side hustle. I know a lot of times they'll have games throughout the week and sometimes weekends. Just depends on the facility. Number 12 is kids clubs, or boys and girls club. There may be other places that keep kids after school. I actually have 2 students that I taught in nursing school who actually work with the kids club at my kids' elementary school. So that's a really good job. They enjoy working with kids. You have to like kids in order to do that. There's also number 13 at a car wash. So whether you are going to people's businesses or residences and actually washing their vehicles, or working at a business that washes cars, that's a really good opportunity for teen. Number 14 is camp counselor. There's a lot of camps that go on, whether it's, I know we have Camp Glam for little girls, like 1st grade to 5th or 6th grade, I think. They have different, like Miss whatever county of a certain county, or like Miss Clemson from Clemson, South Carolina, or Miss Gamecock or whatever. So they have different ladies that come in that have won different titles, and they motivate the girls and teach them different things. There's also like different outdoors camps. There's also sports camps that go on throughout the summer. At churches, they may have Bible camps, not vacation Bible schools, because that's mostly volunteers. But there's lots of different camp counselors. Number 15 is a pet sitter. I know that there's companies like Rover and things like that, but you could also be a private pet sitter. Because a lot of people that go on vacation, they may need somebody to come to their house instead of boarding their animals. Number 16, if you're very artistic, you could make whatever it is and sell it. Whether it is, painting or drawing and things like that. People also crochet like different animals, or like washcloths and things like that. So if you have some kind of artistic talent, you could do that. Number 17, I know we had pet sitter, but house sitter is another one. Some people may not have pets, but they need someone to sit at their house for different reasons. Maybe they're having a repairman come, or just for security. So that is another option. Number 18, they could work in a certain store, whether it's retail or shoe store. It could be a small business. We have several small businesses in our community, some really, really cute boutiques, Down Home Designs. There's Realm Bottom Boutique that sells women's clothing and kids clothing, super cute. Or it could be like a big store, like a Belk or a Kohl's or a Target or Walmart, whatever. They could work at a bigger store there, or a mall. The malls where I am are really kind of dying out. There's one about 45 minutes from me, but the one that we have locally, there's 2 of them. There's really not much to them, I guess, because so many people buy things online. Number 19 is make jewelry. I have also done this before. I've made jewelry for a fundraiser. I've also made wreaths a long time ago. They're kind of time consuming, but they are pretty. No wonder they're expensive, because they cost a lot to make. Number 24 is the library. You know, in the summertime, depending on your area, they may have different places come in, like there's some kind of animal person that comes in. I can't think of the name of it, but they have different animals, whether it be, it's creepy something, but anyway, it may be a snake or a spider or some kind of reptile, lizards and things like that. They may bring them to the library. They have different classes, whether it be like a crocheting class, an art class. They show movies and things like that. But there's lots of different things that they do in the summertime at the library. But also throughout the year, you know, you could just be like a library assistant. Check books in and out and put them back and things like that. 25, you could also be a concession stand worker or work at the Parks and Recreation Department. I worked in concession stands when I was 9 or 10 years old. We were volunteers, though. We didn't get paid for it. But my parents were really involved in the community center, so we went to all of the football games and basketball games and the baseball games, and we picked up the trash that people left out, and sold the popcorn and the pickles and candy and drinks and things like that. So 25 could be a concession stand worker. 26, I've got a few more. A vet's office, whether it is like in reception, checking animals in, making appointments, checking clients out, or like a kennel tech. I know I can't really think of the name of it. It's like an animal vet tech or something like that. This could be at a shelter also, where they just clean the kennels out and things like that and take the animals out. I really don't think there's a certification for that. Number 27, a personal mover. Maybe you know someone who has a small moving company, or it could be a larger moving company. You could help people move their belongings. 28 is house cleaner. I have always been a really good house cleaner. I was the one that always did most of the chores growing up. We all three had different chores we were supposed to do, but my brother and sister were not as good at them as I was. And I felt bad if my parents, you know, worked all day and then came home and the chores weren't finished. Plus, we're supposed to do whatever they say. We need to obey our parents. So I would clean the house the best that I could. I have been a house cleaner before. I've cleaned houses on the side for different people that I know. It's a really good side gig. Number 29 is a swim instructor. So whether it's at the Y, or if you have, like, I think you have to have a certification, but you could do this at your house if you have a pool. So swim instructor, swimming lessons are really big, especially in the beginning of the summer and throughout the summer. We have taken swim lessons from the same lady for several years, and she is fantastic. All the kids love her. It's a really good side gig for her. And the last one that I had that I thought about was a game room assistant, like at an arcade. I know a lot of young people really like playing video games, and there is like a vintage video gaming place not far from our house, and it's really cool because they have all the gaming systems like through all the decades that we've had, you know, original Nintendo and Atari and Pac-Man, all kinds of stuff, Sega, Xbox, all of them. And you get to play them. You pay one specific amount to go play them an unlimited time for that day. It's pretty neat. So you could be some kind of gaming room assistant or at an arcade near you. What were your jobs when you were a teen? Put them below in the comments. I'd really like to read those and give others an idea of different things that maybe their teen could do. I hope you have enjoyed this list, and and I will see you later. Hope y'all have a great rest of the day or night whenever you're watching this video. I hope you know that you are loved and you're worthy of love, and we will see you in the next one.